So I've been pretty depressed recently, which is unusual for me. I'm 25 years old, and for probably 23 and a half years of my life, I've been one of the most positive people in the room. A lot of people look to me as something of a light, always optimistic and looking for the best in every situation. That's who I am as a person. I have that Naruto mentality, that Asta from Black Clover mentality of never giving up on what I believe in. Relentlessly pursuing what it is I want to do and just never giving up. Maintaining hope, and not only hope, but pursuit of what I want to do with my life. But recently I've been faltering a little bit. I've been really down for a lot of reasons, some of which I'll explain to you now. There's a lot of external circumstances that have been going on in mine and my family's life that we can't do anything to change. And I think that's a big part of where the depression and the burnout comes from, is feeling trapped and like you can't do anything to change your circumstances. So I'm a husband. I've been married for almost 6 years now to my best friend in the world. Love her more than anything. And we have a great relationship. And we have 3 beautiful children, a 3.5-year-old, a 2.5-year-old, and a 6-month-old. Boy, girl, and a girl. So, a couple of the things that have been going on. First of all, for the last 3 to 4 years, I've been a live musician, playing drums and singing in a band professionally, like making a lot of money actually doing it. I was playing with my older brother Seth, who's also one of my best friends in the whole world. Love him to pieces. But obviously with live shows, a lot of concerts happen pretty late at night, and a lot of them are pretty far away from where we live. So that would mean we might have to leave town at, let's just say, 3 p.m. and we might not get home till 2, 3, 4 in the morning sometimes. So when you have 3 little kids, all of which who don't want to sleep, that's a recipe for a really, really hard night for my wife anytime I'm gone. So I would do a lot of shows a week. And in addition to those shows, also working all sorts of various different jobs over the last couple years. Some were better, some were worse. Some were factory jobs, working 12 hours a day with back-breaking manual labor type of stuff. The current position I'm at is awesome. It's one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. I'm a manager for a delivery company. And it's gone really well there. But a lot of the shifts there too will go pretty late into the night. You know, get home at 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and when the kids' bedtime is 7, once again, I'm not home for bedtime. And essentially, both my wife and myself, for the last couple of years, have both been living the life of a single parent, essentially. It's almost like we've been roommates. And it's not that we don't love each other, because we do. We crave spending time together. Our love language, if you guys have never heard the concept of a love language, essentially what this is, it's the way you need to be loved and give love to somebody else in order to actually feel fulfilled and full and connected to each other. So for some people, their love language is gift giving. For others, it's acts of service, like doing the dishes for somebody. Hey, I want to come mow your lawn just to help out. I want to come clean your house. For both me and my wife, our love languages are 1, quality time. We need quality time with each other, just the 2 of us, uninterrupted, without any distractions or other things going on. That's number 1. Number 2 is physical touch and physical presence. That is the 2 biggest things for us. With me working 2 jobs plus all the stuff we have to do at home between laundry and dishes and cleaning and changing diapers and taking care of kids and naps and bedtime and all this other stuff, plus doing YouTube as well. All these things, it's essentially 3 jobs plus. So I'm working multiple jobs, and then my wife is at home with the kids almost all the time by herself. And of course, anytime I'm home, I help out in any way that I can, putting them to bed, changing diapers, bathing them, cooking, because I do most of the cooking at home too, traditionally. It's just in the last couple of months, My wife has had to do a lot more because I've been gone so much and things like that. I also broke my finger a couple of months ago, so that put me out of work and took me completely out of commission for everything. So there's been a lot of stressors. And once again, I think the biggest cause is, number one, sleep. Sleep is one of the most crucial things in your entire life. Take it from someone who doesn't get it. Your body, your brain can make up for the fact that you're getting bad sleep for a while. And you'll be fine, you'll feel fine, but in reality, your brain is just compensating for the lack of sleep that you got. And eventually, you will get over that tipping point where your brain can no longer handle the fact that you have been abusing sleep anymore. And that's what happened to me. That's what happened to my wife. Both of us about the same time hit the breaking point where just all of a sudden, no matter how much we sleep, even if it's 14, 16 hours straight, whatever it is, we will never get enough sleep. We won't be rested because we have burnt ourselves out from not getting sleep. And not because we want to get no sleep. It's literally something we couldn't prevent. All the tricks we've tried to get our kids to sleep properly, it just doesn't work. They're their own people and we can't force them to sleep when we want them to sleep. So that's number one. The lack of sleep, the lack of proper rest caught up to me and burnt me out. Number two, the lack of time, quality time with my wife. And number three, the lack of free time to be able to pursue the things that I'm most passionate about. Because like I said, I got the Naruto mentality. I never give up. But when you don't have time to work on certain things that you want to work on, like YouTube, when I didn't have time to work on that, it was destroying me. It was killing me because I'm so driven and motivated and passionate to do those things. Not having the freedom to do them was destroying me. So all of these things caught up kind of around the same time. And I hit the point where I had to take a step back and look at our life and say, okay, we are burnt out, we're crushed, we're destroyed, I'm depressed. It's gotten me to the point where I don't even want to do the things that I enjoy anymore, you know? And that's a rough spot to be. Where like music, I love playing drums. I got to the point where I didn't even want to like play the music anymore. It killed my love and passion for it because I was having my hands in too many different pots. You only have so much time in a day. You can't do everything. So what I would advise for anybody to do, if you hit the same point I'm at, where you're just burnt out and exhausted and you're depressed, and you find you don't want to do anything anymore, it's time to look closely at what you do in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. And ask yourself, what am I doing that is not essential? What am I doing that's just out of obligation for somebody else? What am I doing that I can cut out so that I can get proper rest? I'm someone who believes in Jesus. I'm not a religious person. I detest religion on the whole. The reason why is religion is a book of rules, and religion has been used to control and manipulate a lot of people. A lot of folks have been bad actors using it for their own gain, etc. But for me, it's not a religion, it's a relationship, and it's between me and the Lord only. And that's a lot of what guides who I am. Now, I haven't always been the best example of Jesus, but I do try my best. And I'm hoping that he will continue working on my heart and helping me to find my joy again. But, you know, that's a pretty large part of who I am. So, in the Bible, which is, I believe, a love letter from the Lord to us. In the Bible, it says, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Which to be holy is just to be set apart. That's all it means. Being holy is being set apart. So keep it set apart from everything else. Remember the Sabbath and keep it set apart. Okay? And what the Sabbath is, it's not some special religious day. It's not some holiday. What the Sabbath is it is one day every single week, the same day every week, that you don't work, that you prioritize rest. And in the Bible, it talks about taking rest in the Lord, taking refuge in the Lord. And allowing him to renew you. But whether or not you have a relationship with the same God I do, or you're religious, or whether you hate religion or you're agnostic, whatever belief system you come from, this is very, very important. You need to take at least one day every week to not work. And I know that's hard, believe me. For years, we haven't been able to take a day of rest every week, for years. And so that goes to what I was saying. You have to find something in your life that you can cut out. You have to find something you can cut out. All of us have the same 24 hours every day. It's not like you don't have time. We all have the same amount of time. You just have to make the time. You have to make the time, okay? For example, for us, what we decided to do, as I said, okay, I've been playing drums and helping to sing at the church that I'm a part of, okay? And I said, this is something where I use my gift to worship the Lord, right? Something that's important to me. However, it is more important that I have a day to rest. You need time to be at peace and to rest and to recover. Otherwise, you're going to destroy yourself. And so I said, this thing is being cut out of my life. For not only myself, but for my wife. She needs me home. She needs my help at home. And I need to be at home. My children need me. And I need to have time to be at peace. So that got cut out. Playing shows, live shows with my brother Seth. I love playing shows. I love it. But that's another thing I had to say. I'm sorry. I know this is going to cause trouble for you. I know it's going to be inconvenient. But I have to pull away from this for right now. It's not going to be forever. But for the time being, my wife needs me home. I need to be home. And we need time to rest. And my schedule at work has been super hectic. We're open Monday through Saturday. So Sunday is the only day we have off every week. And almost every Sunday, it's either stuff with, the church or playing live shows or whatever. So there's never a day off any week. Whereas now that I'm not playing shows, now that I'm not playing that music for the church and stuff, I went and talked to my work and I said, hey, to the other two managers, let's do something that's going to be good for you and it's going to be good for me, okay? Here's what I propose. You two will have off Saturday and Sunday every single week, so you both will get your weekend. You will never have to work another weekend again. And I will have off Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, because all of us, we don't work Sundays, so we just have to worry about coverage for 6 days a week. So I will work either open or close Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and I will work open until close on Saturday. So then you guys just have to worry about working Monday through Friday every week. And I just have to worry about working Wednesday through Saturday every week. So you guys get your weekend off, and I have to work a full Saturday by myself, which is honestly fine with me. But it means I get 3 days off in a row every single week. So we have time now to rest for at least one day. And then on the other 2 days, if we have to do laundry or dishes or grocery shopping so we can meal prep and actually eat healthy food, giving our body good fuel to give us good energy, to make us healthier and happier. It now gives us the freedom to do those things. And I'm still not where I want to be yet. Right now, I'm actually on fluoxetine. One of my best friends and my co-host for the YouTube channel, Uncle Boobs, aka not Corpse, Bruce is his name. One of my best friends in the world, love him to pieces. He let me know about fluoxetine because I talked to him one day and I said, hey dude, I was just venting. I'm like, I'm so tired of being tired. I'm so tired of being tired all the time, no matter how much I rest. I'm so tired of being angry all the time, no matter what I do. I'm so tired of being tired and angry and depressed. And he was like, dude, you need help. I'm like, yeah, I know. And so he told me about something that did wonders for him, fluoxetine. It's a SSRI, which is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. And essentially what that does, Serotonin is what you would call the feel-good hormone. It's the feel-good chemical in your brain. And the fluoxetine, the SSRI, it prevents the serotonin from being absorbed back into the cells as much, so it stays around in your system longer, and it just helps you to feel like yourself again. It doesn't make me feel all yuppie or high or anything like that. It just makes me feel like I did before I was burnt to a crisp, which is incredible. So I'm taking 40 milligrams of that once a day, and it's been extremely helpful for me. And it's not something I'm going to take forever. It's a short-term helping hand, a short-term Band-Aid, if you will, to help me heal up to the point where I can go back to just doing it on my own again. Because once you're getting good rest, once you're having a day to relax and not have to constantly work, and getting sleep and things like that, you're not going to be depressed anymore. And then it gives me the time to focus on the things in my life that are the most important to me. And those things might be different for you. Again, for me, it's my relationship with Jesus. That's very important to me. It'll give me the time to actually pray and read the scripture again. And for me, it's spending time with my wife and quality time with my children. For me, it's being up after the kids go to bed and my wife is asleep. After we spend time together, I go into the office and close the door, and I work on YouTube content with one of my best friends in the world, Uncle Boobs. We work on stuff together. We talk every day. Those are the things that make me feel fulfilled. Those are the things that make me feel full. And slowly, the hole that's in my heart starts to be filled again. And I'm feeling more like myself. I'm feeling more like I want to go to war again, you know? And not like I want to get into a fight, but men specifically, if you're a young man or an older man, you know, if you're a man, we men, almost all of us, we are built to conquer something. And that doesn't mean subjugate other people. That's just evil. You know, I hate war. The only type of fighting I think is in any way acceptable is self-defense. So if someone breaks into your house, obviously you can fight them off to protect yourself, protect your family. But it's never okay to attack somebody else unless they're hurting another individual, right? Protection of yourself and protection of others. That, I believe, is a noble thing. And that's a valuable reason to fight. But otherwise, I would never believe in going to war with another country for any reason. Defend yourself, defend your home, that's it. So it's not talking about that. It's not talking about physical conflict with other people. When I'm saying you need to conquer, you need to go to war with something, we as men, we need something to pursue. We need something to sink our teeth into and to chase after. For a time in your life, that's probably a woman. For me, I pursued my wife. Before we were dating, I was the one who reached out. I was the one who said, hey, I want to spend some time with you. I want to hang out with you. And she's the only girl in the world who ever made me nervous. She's the only girl in the world who ever made me tongue-tied, like I couldn't speak around her. As you can tell, I have no problem with words, right? But I could barely talk to her. I was so nervous. But I pursued her. And that was something that was so fulfilling for both of us. I got to chase after her. I got to pursue her, and eventually we, got engaged, got married, and now we're spending the rest of our lives together until death do us part. Nothing besides that will ever separate us. But for a time in your life, it could be a woman. For a time in your life, it might be something you're trying to do for your career. Maybe you're working in an office and your goal is you want to be the CEO of this company, and you're going to chase this goal. You're going to pursue this. You're going to fight to become the CEO of this company. Maybe it's you're trying to get gains at the gym. You're going to war against those weights every day. You're waking up in the morning, you're having a good, nutritious breakfast, and you're going to war with those weights to pursue greatness, to pursue fitness, to pursue making yourself feel strong. You want to be strong. That's something you're fighting. For me, the thing I am pursuing, the thing I'm trying to conquer is my career with YouTube. I'm trying to become somebody. I want to entertain people. That's what's life-giving to me. It fills me with joy. It fills me with determination. And the closer I get to achieving my goal, the more passionate I am and the more I want to chase after it. So if you're a man especially, find something to go to war with. And if you're not a man, if you're a woman, or young lady, whatever it is, right? You don't have to go to war with something per se, but find a purpose. Find something to pursue. Figure out what you want out of your life. And stop entertaining yourself to death. You have time. Get off of Netflix. Get off of YouTube. Get the heck off of TikTok. Stop it. Stop entertaining yourself to death. Put it down. Figure out what fills me with joy. What do I want to do with my life? Do you like doing hair? Figure out. Watch on YouTube tutorials on how to do hair. Go to school for cosmetology. Start your own business. Make something of yourself. Chase that dream and pursue it. Figure out what it is that fills you with joy. Maybe you love to knit. Get yourself some yarn. Get the tools you need. Go to thrift shops, find cheap bundles of yarn, and start knitting. Sell your stuff on Etsy. Pursue that goal. Pursue that dream. Whatever it is that you want to do, find a way to turn your passion into something you can do forever. You don't have to be stuck in a job you hate. There's a saying I heard once from a very wise man that I 100% believe is true. The only way to be truly satisfied is to do great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. And it might take a lot of dedication. It might take a lot of work and pain and suffering to be able to quit your job and pursue what you love. But when you do, you will be so fulfilled. In this life, there will be suffering. That's straight up from the Bible too. In this life, you will suffer. So you may as well suffer chasing something you love, pursuing something you want to do for the rest of your life, instead of suffering at a job you hate forever. Suffering working a 9-to-5 grind, or like I was doing, a 4 a.m. to 4 p.m., 5-6 days a week grind for the rest of your life. And then coming home and spending all your time eating crap food, entertaining yourself to death on Netflix and TikTok, going to bed way later than you should, waking up wanting to go straight back to sleep or call in sick because you hate your life and you hate your job. Break out of it. You can be free. Make the decision to pursue what you love, and this is the way to conquer depression. This is the way to feel alive again. Find the people you love and spend time with them. Find what you love to do and spend time doing it. Cut out the stuff that you don't need to make time for the stuff that really matters. This is how you feel whole again. And if you're someone looking for a meaning and a purpose, comment down below and let me know. Maybe I have some tips and tricks for you, but if you're ever curious or interested in finding a relationship with Jesus, reach out, and I'd be happy to talk with anyone about that stuff. So, but that's all I've got for today, guys. This was something I wanted to get off my chest and talk about. I'm sure you could hear me pulling up here. This was on my car ride to work. So, yeah, that's everything I got, guys. So, to anyone who isn't subscribed yet, I'd appreciate the mess out of you if you drop a like, subscribe. It does a lot to support the channel and help other people like you find us. It helps us get recommended and, gain credibility and things like that, because that's what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to entertain and, hopefully be a positive influence on somebody's life. So, and if you like what we're doing here, if you're interested in seeing a little bit more, maybe, definitely feel free to subscribe and drop a like, drop a comment. If there's anything you want to hear us talk about, we'd love to do that. If you have questions, we'll address those as soon as we're able to and make a video on it. So we've got a lot of different stuff we're doing on here. So thank you guys again so much for watching or listening wherever you are. I don't know you, but I love you, and I wish the absolute best for you. And if you're in a place like I was, burnt out and depressed, you're never alone. You may think you are, you may feel like you are, but you're never alone. There's people who care about you, whether you know it or not. And if you need help, get help. Maybe you need what I needed to get on medicine to help you get back on your feet for a little bit. That's okay. It's all right to be broken. There's a show that some of my friends at work showed me called Black Clover on Netflix. Really good. It's kind of like Naruto, but different. And there's a character called Fugolion who's talking to one of the other main characters, Noel. And she's someone who was really scared to use her abilities. She always felt like she was less than, and all her siblings made fun of her and hated her because she wasn't super strong and she didn't know how to control her magic. And this guy, Fogolion, he's a big man. He's a big man. I like this character. But he says to her, he says, "There's no shame in being weak, girl. There's only shame in staying weak." And I love that. There is no shame in being broken. There is no shame in being burnt out and run down. There's no shame in that. It's going to happen to all of us one day or another, whether you like it or not. You're going to be burnt out. You're going to be depressed one day probably. I hope not, but that's probably the reality. And if you're in that spot, there's no shame in being there. There's only shame in allowing yourself to stay there. You don't have to stay in that place. You can get out. There is hope. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There are people who love you. There are people who care about you. And whatever the situation is that's going on, it will pass like everything else. The good times, the bad times, it's all time. It's going to pass. It's not forever. Okay? The bad will pass. I promise. But thank you guys for listening. Like I say, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.